In the advent of technology and information came a different threat: identity theft, other cybercrimes, and fraudulent activities.
If information of individuals, whether personal or sensitive personal information, are not protected properly, this information may be used by cyber criminals to create and commit several activities that will compromise their financial life and reputational life. As regards organizations and companies, if these rights are violated, of course, there will be a threat to the business. Imagine if your system is hacked. If information gathered by the organization is compromised, there will be loss of trust coming from your customers. There is a risk that you will lose those important customers that you have.
ADM and Partners, Data Privacy and Consulting Incorporated, saw this need in 2017. This is also in compliance with RA 10173, or the Data Privacy Act of 2012.
Data privacy, it is the right to be let alone and the freedom from intrusion and any interference. It's important because, one, it's a fundamental human right that all organizations must respect, because each individual has the right to control and determine what type of data will be processed from him. And secondly, in case of violation, organizations may face penalties of both imprisonment and fine. And they can also face liability of civil payment as well as damages, and to the extent that they may be banned by the National Privacy Commission from processing, collecting, and using personal data.
With safety and security in mind, ADM and Partners delivers a holistic approach on data privacy compliance. They make sure all bases are covered from end to end.
We started with zero knowledge about data privacy. When we partner with them, they introduced to us all the laws, how to comply with it, and they trained all our employees from the securing our documents, what to give or not to give to people when they ask for it. It's a continuous development for our company, knowing that data privacy is a very new law. ADM is always there for us, and they are able to assist us in all our inquiries.
Data privacy is important and necessary in this day and age.
So, part of this
Thus, ADM also conducts seminars and trainings regularly.
Okay, so just like service contracting.
Most of my exposure to the Data Privacy Act is derived from reading materials pertaining to such. Now, with this training, it helped me broaden and further my knowledge on the sensitiveness of this data privacy law, because it gave me more idea on the types of data that needs to be protected, and in the same manner protect my company from any possible suit, from any violations that I may encounter as I manage my business.
So encrypted. So
I feel it's deemed important that I'll be certified as a legit business person to handle the sensitive information that we gather from our data subject, because we have a roster of reputable community of associations to keep the integrity of the member base. We should know the parameters of the privacy of this information they disclose to us.
Led by attorney Arnel Mateo, ADM and Partners is composed of data protections specialists, data privacy lawyers, IT practitioners, and consultants who are recognized by the industry and several organizations to be outstanding in this field of law.
It is the advocacy of ADM to help both individuals and organizations understand the data privacy rules, and as well as to help them understand that data privacy can be complied with in a simple manner. It doesn't have to be technical. With our help, we can ensure that the organizations are assisted and guided towards being a privacy-compliant organization.
If you want to deal with bigger clients, you need to be compliant with data privacy, and ADM is the best company to help you with that.
The right to be access.
Protect yourselves and your clients. Build a reputable company with proper data protection together with ADM and Partners, Data Privacy and Consulting Incorporated.
Magandang hapon mga kanegosyo. Ngayon ay January 14, 2025 at nandito na naman tayo sa ating lingguhang pagkakataon na matuto at makinig sa mga eksperto sa mundo ng negosyo. Ito po ang Idol sa Negosyo. This is a public service advisory program that is meant to inspire aspiring entrepreneurs to recognize the worthiness of every work, profession, and vocation, and of course, to help in the development of micro, small, and medium enterprises. Ako po si Attorney Arnel Mateo, ang inyong host, the President of the Philippine Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Quezon City. And ngayon po, live tayo mapapanood sa Idol sa Negosyo Facebook page and YouTube at sa Vantage Point Media Facebook page and YouTube. So, narito tayo para sa isa na namang kaabang-abang na episode sa Idol sa Negosyo. At kung meron kayong mga katanungan sa ating panauhin na aking i-introduce in a while, mag-leave lang po kayo ng message sa ating page sa Idol sa Negosyo. Okay, so ngayong hapon ay meron tayong special na guest. Ang ating special na guest ay aking kasamahan sa PCCI-QC. Siya ang aming internal Vice President. And siya po ay isang entrepreneur na nagtagumpay sa kanyang piniling negosyo. Makakasama natin ngayon walang iba kundi ang President ng World of Nuts Corporation, Miss Josephine C. or Josie C.
Hello, good afternoon, Attorney.
Hi, Josie. Good
Hello,
afternoon.
Good afternoon. And it's an honor to be here at Idol sa Negosyo.
Yes, ako yung nagpapasalamat na nagkaroon ka na ng oras para dito sa ating Idol sa Negosyo.
Yeah, of course, of course.
Yes,
it's an honor.
maganda yung maganda yung istorya mo, Josie. And gusto kong magsimula dun sa iyong background na dati kang professional practitioner
Yes.
na lumipat sa mundo ng pagnenegosyo. So, can you give us an idea? Ano ba yung profession mo dati?
Okay, I'm a doctor of optometry. So I'm an optometrist. And ayun, nagpa-practice ako before I got married, before ako pumasok sa negosyo. And then, nung kinasal na ako, my in-laws are into business. So tumulong ako sa kanila. That's a time na nagkaroon ng opportunity na magkaroon ng business, na tumayo ng negosyo. Yan. So, nagtuloy-tuloy na.
Yung pagiging doctor mo ng optometry, parang at that time wala pa sa isip mo ang magnegosyo?
At that time, wala eh. Actually, gusto ko i-pursue
yung pagiging doktor.
Yes, na mag-practice.
Yes, oo.
So, nangyari lang is, when I got married, tumulong ako sa in-laws ko.
Okay. Pero nag-practice ka pa?
Nag-practice ako for 2 years.
Mo?
Yes.
And dun sa practice mo ba, parang nagkaroon ka rin ng exposure na parang may negosyo rin na aspect itong optometry?
Yes, meron. Pero syempre, ang focus nun is sa pasyente.
Yes,
ang focus is yung sa natin, sa field natin. So, na yun, secondary na yung negosyo. We just want to, of course, to attend to our patient.
Yes, so dati parang ang goal mo is makapag-provide ng vision.
Yes,
no?
a clear vision.
Yes, ngayon ang pinaprovide mo na ay livelihood.
Yes, livelihood, and then of course yung the whole the whole team of World of Nuts Corporation.
Okay. So itong business na ito na expose ka nung ikinasal ka na.
Yes.
Okay, so yung husband mo, yung family niya, meron na silang existing business.
meron silang existing business. They are into chestnuts business.
Mhm.
And ayun, doon din ako na-train.
Okay.
No? Although yung yung family namin is into business as well.
Okay.
Yun. It's just that yung exposure ko.
Mhm.
Nung ako na yung gumagawa ng sarili kong direction.
Okay.
So I'm more into yun nga, sa pagiging optometrist ko.
Mhm. Pero na-force mo yung sarili mo na magiging negosyante ka.
Yes.
Okay.
Nakikita ko rin yun eh. Kasi
Mhm.
way back nung high school days, college days, ganon. Very entrepreneurial din ako.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mhm. So, alam mo na kapag may simulan ka na business, mag-e-enjoy ka rin.
Yeah, I really enjoyed. Kasi naalala ko nung time na yun na kumukuha ko ng mga stocks sa Divisoria, and then I sell it sa sa mga classmates ko.
Okay.
And then pag nagbibilang na ako, wow, ito na yung kinita ko, di ba? So, very exciting.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So, yung family ng husband mo, they're into chestnuts.
Yes,
Okay.
food business din.
Oo. So, paano ka biglang na-shift from being a professional and nag-decide ka na magjo-join ka na sa husband mo or magtutulungan na kayo na magtayo ng business?
Actually, nag-learn ako eh. Nag-learn ako through it's a process as well. Kasi yun nga, yung mindsetting, no? So, nagkaroon ako ng mindset na okay. Ito yung parang yung sinasabi natin, 'di ba? Business plan.
Yes,
Nagkaroon
yes.
din ako ng plano.
Okay.
Pero dati hindi pa yung ganun ka na business plan, ganun ka formal or ganun yung kaalaman natin ngayon. So, yun, nagkaroon kami ng plans. Ito kasi nagkataon nung time na tumutulong ako sa in-laws ko, na destino ako sa mall. And then fronting our area is a peanut
Okay.
cart business. Pero they have parang konting choices lang. Doon nag-explore, doon nagkaroon ng idea, what if na damihan natin kasi ako mismo araw-araw bumibili ako sa kanila kasi I love to eat peanut.
Oh, okay.
Yun. So,
pero
doon
yung
nag-start.
itong paglipat mo sa business, immediate ba to? Or bago ka kinasal, nag-decide ka na titigil na ako sa pagdoktor at magbe-business na kami?
Yeah, ganun lang yung nangyari.
Okay.
Kasi parang doon yan na yung parang ginawang road map for me.
Yes,
na pag kinasal ako, kasi kailangan talaga nila ng extra hand in their business.
Okay.
So, yun na talaga, naisip ko rin na, okay, pag once na kinasal ako, kailangan kong tumulong. Kasi yung chestnuts business is a seasonal business.
Yes, tuwing Christmas, New Year.
Christmas, yes. And then, nung time na kinasal kami, it's January. Actually, before pa kami kinasal, yun, tumutulong na ako sa kanila.
Tumutulong ka na sa negosyo habang nagdodoktor ka?
Yes.
Okay.
Sabay. And then, nung kinasal ako, yun talagang nag-full-time, tumulong ako. Pero, because chestnuts business is a seasonal, business. So, nag-stop na yun around nasa February. So, nag-iisip na rin kami. Ano ba yung ina-negosyo namin? Or magiging plain housewife ba ako? Yung ganan. So, yun, that time, nagkaroon ng idea. It's because, yun nga, sa pagtulong ko sa kanila, nanganak yung isang negosyo, yung sa amin.
I see. Pero was it a difficult decision for you to make na kasi 2 years kang nagdoktor, di ba? Tapos magne-negosyo. Was it a difficult decision?
Hindi naman. Hindi naman. Actually, may joke nga kami eh. Sinasabi ko sa husband ko. Sabi ko, parang na-demote ako kasi pag tayo kinasal, ang tawag sa akin yung
Doktora.
Doktora. Tapos, nung kinasal tayo, naging, tawag sa akin, ate.
Ate.
Sabi ko,
ate, pabiling mani.
Ate, oo. Pwede bang ma'am na lang? Kasi parang na-demote naman ako.
Okay.
Pero that's mga funny moments.
Okay.
And then, nung time na nag-decide kami, we choose a business na maliit lang yung puhunan.
Okay.
Yun, which is yun nga, peanut. And then yun nga, kasi din ako parang magaling din ako sa network. So, nung time na yun, naisip ko na, ano ba yung mall na papasukan namin?
Okay.
So, nagkaroon ng lead. Yun. And then we applied.
Anong taon pala kayo kinasal?
1995.
1995. Tapos after a year,
Yeah.
kasi parang ang World of Nuts is 1996, no?
Yes, 1996.
Okay, ang bilis lang pala.
Yeah. Well, pag nandiyan yung opportunity,
Yes,
kailangan i-grab na eh. No?
Saka ikaw yung nakapag-isip na dapat may peanuts.
Yes. Kasi yun nga, ako yung bumibili ng peanuts.
Okay.
Yan. So,
So sabi mo kanina may puhunan kayo. So gaano kalaki or kaliit ba yung puhunan nung nagsimula yung World of Nuts?
Yes, naalala ko 10,000 lang yung puhunan namin.
Wow, 10,000.
And then yung cart namin, binili pa namin ng second hand. Kasi we applied sa Grand Central.
Okay.
So it's in Caloocan. And then, ayan na, ang dami palang kala natin ang bilis magnegosyo, no? Sige, mag-apply ka lang and then ilagay mo. Ayan na, nag-start na, hihingi na sila ng perspective. So, well, ano ba yung perspective, na? So, nagtanong kami sa engineering department, ano po yung perspective? Sige, you need to do this and do that. Wala po kaming ganon, hindi po namin alam yun, ganon. So, yun, well, very fortunate na sabi sa engineering, sige, we can help you. And actually, ano ba yung concept nyo, nasabi namin. So, we had a nice, parang exchange of thoughts. And then sabi niya, teka lang, parang meron kaming isang business na nag-pull out. And then, iniwan na lang yung cart dun sa likod. And then, umabot na dun sa grace period na hindi na nila pwedeng kunin.
Okay.
So, that's for disposal.
Okay.
Tingnan ninyo, and then tingnan nyo
kung pwede nyo pang gamitin.
Pwede pa ninyong gamitin.
Okay.
So, yun. Nung nakita namin, uy, pwede to sa amin. Konting retouch lang. Yun ang ginamit namin.
I see. So, yun, doon nagsimula ang World of Nuts.
Yun, time na yun. Hindi pa. Kasi nag-start yung World of Nuts. Actually, it's a corporation na.
Yes,
2006 na yun eh.
So, yung itong nag-start kayo na yung merong cart, sa Chestnuts pa ito.
Yun, nakakatawa yung name namin. Ano ba yung magiging name natin? Sabi namin, sige, i-combine na lang natin yung initial natin, JM Nuts and Hot Castañas.
Okay.
Yun pa, kung ano yung pumasok sa isip namin at kung ano yung na-approve sa DTI, sige, go na. Kasi sole proprietor pa lang ng time na yun.
So before ba, hindi pa registered yung business nila na Chestnuts?
Registered na, but
na.
we need to have our own.
You have your own, okay.
Yun. So, nung time na, bakit siya naging Peanut World? Yun yung time na nag-apply ako sa major malls. Hindi kami pinapansin.
Okay.
Okay, hindi kami pinapansin. And then, yun, sabi ko, hingi sana ako ng meeting. I want to know na bakit hindi kami, hindi, yung concept ba namin hindi pasok dun sa, ninyo, sa requirements na, ano ba yung problema? Yung pala, the brand itself. Sabi niya, kasi walang brand recall.
I see.
Yung trade name ninyo, walang dating.
Kasi that time, ang trade name nyo is?
Yun lang, JM Nuts and Hot Castañas.
Okay.
Kung ano lang yun ang pumasok sa isip namin.
So, anong learning nyo at that time?
Ayun, ang learning talaga is yung branding. Brand recall is very important.
So, and hindi lang pwedeng basta makaisip ka ng pangalan, i-adapt mo na siya as name of your business.
Yes,
so,
correct.
ano ba technique dyan sa paggawa ng brand?
Well, ang technique, nung time na yun, hindi pa masyadong Parang alam mo yun, yung time na yun, sige, isip tayo. Sige, number 1, ito may dating to. Yung ganun lang. Pero, I consulted the person I talked to dun sa major mall. What do you think, okay lang ba? Ako kasi, yung tipong mahilig akong magtanong, mahilig akong mag-consult. Okay lang ba if may itatanong lang ako sa inyo, ganun. So hindi nakakahiya 'yon for mga aspiring or yun sa mga startups. You ask, no? You ask. So, ano sa tingin yung may dating dito? So, actually siya yung nag-affirm na, okay, Peanut World, may dating yan. Sabi niya, sige.
Okay.
At saka isa pa, syempre, if you
kasi
ask...
yung parang JM
Nuts and Hot Castañas, di ba? Walang masyado.
So, medyo mahirap ma-recall.
And then, malhaba. Yung pa isa, if you want to, choose a brand, hindi masyadong mahaba yun.
Parang ma-recall agad.
Parang ma-recall agad.
Yung madaling banggitin, di ba? Kasi kung tongue twister yan, mahirap.
Yes,
di ba?
correct.
Ayan. Kayong mag-asawa, parehas kayong sa business. Nung nagsimula kayo, parehas kayong tumutok dyan.
Yes, nung nag-start yun, parehas kaming tumutok. And then, after a while, medyo nag-stable na. Nagkaroon ng another concept yung husband ko na business.
Okay. May challenges ba kayo na kayong dalawang mag-asawa nung sinimulan nyo yung relationship nyo, kamusta? Na parehas nag-business.
Yeah. May mga challenges, nakita namin, may conflict. Kasi ako more on detail ako eh.
Okay.
And then siya naman, more on, knowing the characteristic of a male.
Yes.
No? Hindi masyado detail. That's a time na nag-usap kami, sige, tayo, mag-designate tayo. Ano ba yung sa'yo, ano ba yung sa akin.
Okay.
Okay. So, nagkasundo kami. More on, mas magaling siya sa technical. So, approval of spaces sa kanya. And then, yung fabricate ng mga carts and kiosks sa kanya yun. Operation sa akin.
Okay.
Yun. So, yung mga detailed na area sa akin yun. Purchasing sa akin pa rin. Finance sa akin pa rin.
So, nung naging malinaw yung ano nyo, trabaho nyo,
Roles namin.
naging ano na, wala nang naging conflict.
Wala na. Kasi, actually may conflict pa in between nun eh. Kasi nangingilam pa ako.
Okay.
Yun, may mga area na hindi niya ina-approve na sinasabi ko, bakit? Ganon. At merong area na hindi niya ina-approve sa franchisee namin.
Okay.
Siyempre para sa akin, uy,
Para sa'yo
sayang.
okay na, pero kanya hindi.
Correct. And then si franchisee, eager na na hindi okay dito. Eh kaya lang sa foot traffic daw, medyo hindi siya papasa. Ibabangga natin doon sa rental ninyo. Hindi po siya okay.
I see.
So may mga ganun kaming na pinipilit ko pa rin na baka naman pwede. So for him na hindi to pwede. Ganun.
Kayo ba meron kayong parang mentor na nag-guide sa inyong dalawa nung sinimulan niyo yung inyong negosyo?
Meron din. Actually, yung parents niya.
Okay.
Yun yung tinatanungan namin. Kasi through experience.
Okay.
No? So, yun yung mga yun yung mga learnings namin na pag kami gumalaw ng kami lang, may mga na, uy, dapat pala tinanong natin to kay mama kasi oo nga pala, no? Alam mo, katulad yan, location. Very, very important. Like yung sa Chestnuts location nila. Pagka naka-fronting, okay, naka-fronting dito sa entrance, ang lakas. Fronting nga ng entrance, pero facing, okay. It's another, diba? Facing, hindi entrance sa iba.
Okay.
Iba na naman ang magiging result ng sales. Yan. So, yun yung mga maliliit na, na things, pero ang laki ng impact sa negosyo. Na sila talaga nag-share sa amin.
So, yung very important na pag nagsisimula tayo ng business, huwag tayong mahiya na lumapit sa iba.
Right.
Na bigyan tayo ng advice, especially kung expert na sila sa business. Kasi may mga pagkakamali kang magagawa Sila, they know how to guide you.
Yes. And eto, talon tayo dito sa franchising. When we went into franchising, talaga we seek consultant. Ayun. So, yun. Inontak namin si Sir Boots. Kasi ito yung mga area na hindi din namin alam. And then may expert na marunong doon. So, yun. Kasi yung iba sinasabi, i-google lang natin. O kaya, hindi Hindi pa rin
Saka minsan mas nagtatagal.
Right.
Mas nagtatagal yung process kapag we do it on our own. Kung hindi pa naman tayo sanay doon, it's okay to ask for help. For a consultant to help us.
Yes,
diba?
yes.
And maliban doon sa pagme-mentor, parang inaral mo rin Nakita ko na pagdating sa franchising, nag-aral ka nung certified
franchise executive.
Yes, tapos meron pa
rin.
isa, certified
professional marketer.
Ayan,
sa marketing naman yun.
So ano bang anong importance ng dalawang pag-aaral na yun?
Well, kasi if you're if you're you want to go into a certain business concept like in franchising. For me, pero I want to share na rin para sa iba, galingan mo doon. No? And then alamin mo yung lahat ng aspect ng business. Now, sa pag-aaral namin, ang dami pa talaga naming natutunan na hindi mo nakikita doon sa actual business na pwede mong i-apply.
Okay.
Like dito sa CPM, Certified Professional Marketer. Grabe yung learnings namin. I just graduated last year.
Yes.
So, ang daming mga learnings na, lalo na ngayon, digital na. So, kailangan mo maghabol. So, yun, as an entrepreneur, you never stop learning.
Yes.
No? So, marami. Ngayon, sa mga aspiring lang na mga gusto magnegosyo, you seek mentor. That's a good step to take.
So yun, maganda yung ginawa ni Josie na sa pagsisimula ng negosyo. Mentorship and at the same time nag-aral siya.
Yeah.
So wag po kayong alis, magbabalik po tayo after our commercial break.
In the canvas of collaboration, it's true,
represents a leader's vision.
But it is the collective symphony of colors, a kaleidoscope that breathes life into every masterpiece.
Just as a vibrant artwork showcases the harmonious collaboration of colors,
an organization flourishes when its leadership acts in unity.
Each leader, like a precious artifact,
carries a unique heritage and significance representing a distinct era
and story within the landscape of business and industry.
Like a rare piece of rock, leaders are uniquely shaped by their environments and experiences,
embodying resilience, adaptability, and strength.
Like a meticulously cultivated ornamental tree.
Leaders mirror its elegance and wisdom, gracefully guiding the organization
towards its future while honoring the roots of its foundation.
As these new stewards step into their roles, they become guardians entrusted with preserving the legacy of entrepreneurship and fostering its evolution.
Just as a curator would carefully tend to each artifact, our leaders nurture and protect the values of collaboration, innovation, environmental and ethical business practices.
Together, they can ensure that this cherished collection of entrepreneurial spirit remains not only preserved.
It is also richly rooted, celebrating the past.
Shaping a dynamic and a resilient future for our business landscape.
Together, as leaders and members of the Philippine Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Quezon City, we will act,
we will deliver,
and we will make a difference.
Act, deliver, make a difference.
Okay, magandang hapon po muli. Nandito tayo sa Idol sa Negosyo. Kasama si Josie C. ng World of Nuts Corporation.
Yes, hello again.
Okay, so kanina nabanggit mo na ang simula pala ng World of Nuts ay sa mall. No? Sa
Yes.
mall kayo nag-start. Hindi ba kayo natakot na yung first business nyo sa mall nyo kaagad sisimulan?
Well, kasi dun yung dun ako na-expose eh. So, parang yung mindset ko, gusto ko rin sa mall. Sa mall yung business namin.
So, kasi yung family nung husband mo, nasa mall na sila nung nag-start ka na tumulong.
Yes.
Okay. So, kanina binanggit mo na parang may mga challenges kayo nun, no? So, nung nakapasok kayo, kamusta? Kamusta yung first month, first few days nyo? Kamusta ang business?
First few months, maganda. Ang challenge lang sa akin is, syempre, pag nagne-negosyo tayo, ayaw natin gumastos. So, hindi ako kumuha ng staff.
Ayaw mo ng expenses. Okay.
Hindi ako kumuha ng staff. Ako
so,
lang
ikaw
talaga.
nandun?
Ako yung nandun. And, from mall opening hanggang mall closing.
So, nung nag-start kayo, dalawa lang kayo ng husband mo?
Dalawa lang kami ng husband ko, pero ako yung nakatutok doon. So, biruin mo, di ba, ang mall hindi nagsasara?
Yes.
O imagine nyo. So, nandun talaga ako, nakatutok ako. Pero it's a good thing. Kasi, alam ko yung, palakad dun sa business. Alam ko yung in and out, the market, no? And then, me, as a crew, no? Kung nakikita ko yung itong product ko, kailangan ko pa i-improve, kailangan ko pa i-innovate. Yan.
Saka nakikita mo yung performance daily. Di ba?
Correct.
So parang anong araw yung malakas? Tapos magkano ba ang expected natin a day?
Yes. Yes. Kasi yun din sa mall kasi may peak hour.
Yes.
No? So ayan, pagka lalo na, katulad kami until now, pag nag-a-advise kami sa mga staff namin, never huwag kayong aalis ng pwesto pag start ng mga 4:30.
Okay. No? Kasi yan ay maraming tao.
Yes, yan na yun.
Okay.
The traffic.
Hanggang kailan mo ginawa yan? Na ikaw lang yung nakatutok?
Hanggang mga anak na ako. Imagine,
months?
Pregnant ako noon.
Oh.
So, ang laki na ng tiyan ko. Nandun pa ako. So, I'm so thankful dun sa mga kapitbahay namin. Naalala ko yung kapitbahay ko, Siomay. So,
kapitbahay mo dun sa pwesto mo?
They're so helpful. No? So, ayun, na-appreciate ko talaga sila. Kasi sometimes, di ba pag pregnant, naiihi ka parati.
Yes.
Yung mga ganun.
So, iiwan mo yung pwesto mo?
Iiwan ko yung pwesto. Sige ma'am, sabi na, sige go ahead. And then may mga times na mag-open ako, syempre magdi-display ako. Sila, ang bilis lang ng display nila. So, andun sila.
Nung nagsimula ka nun, buntis ka na?
Nung nag-start kami, oo Yes. Oo.
Okay.
First quarter of my pregnancy.
Okay.
Yeah. So, ayun, nairaos na rin. Naitawid naman namin.
So, nung malapit ka ng manganak, malapit ka ng manganak, saka kumuha ng staff?
Tsaka ako kumuha ng staff.
Okay.
And then, yung kinuha naming staff, kasambahay namin. yung pinatao namin doon.
So, kamusta yung transition? Madali ba na pinagkatiwala mo na doon sa kasambahay mo yung business?
Paano ba sasabihin? Madali na hindi. Madali kasi stay in siya, umuwi siya, and then nagre-report siya, so nalalaman ko. And then, talagang micromanage din ako ng time na yun. No? So, hindi naman is parang, hindi na nakukuha yung sales na
gusto mo.
Nandun ako.
Okay.
No? Kasi ako proven
Nag-iba yung performance.
So, nandun yung learnings ko nandun yun. Okay, kulang to ng suggestive selling.
Okay.
Ako kasi you need to have that lambing, and then you have that yung marketing effort mo na how about try our bestseller, how about ito ma'am mo, this is a healthier nuts, roasted to, hindi to niluto sa mantika, yung mga ganon. So yun yung nakikita kong kulang.
So yung nandun siya, inobserbahan mo ba siya?
Yes, kasi I need to, kasi nangyayari nun, kasi kailangan ko na talaga ng staff, no? Kasi that time, may baby na. So, yun, unti-unti, kailangan lang natin i-train, pero nung time na yun, wala tayong manual, wala tayong sinusundan na steps. Tinitingnan ko lang na, okay, ito mag-alok ka pa, ito mag-ganito ka pa.
I see.
So to the point na nakikita ko naman, I'm fortunate as well, kasi nakikita ko yung staff ko is, siya, teachable.
Okay.
Yun pa yung isang learnings ko when we hire staff, no? Or may staff tayo. Pag teachable sila, okay. Pero may mga hindi talaga. So,
of course, you have a standard. And yung kukunin mo na tao, dapat mag-fit siya dun sa standard na gusto mo.
Precisely.
Pero paano mo ginawa? Sabi mo, noong umpisa, wala pa kayong mga manual. Kasi mahirap yun, di ba? Pag wala pang manual. So, nung nagkaroon ka na ng staff, nakita mo na dapat magkaroon kami ng manual.
Actually, hindi pa. Yun yung time na puro sulat lang.
Okay.
Puro manual na sulat. Na ito ang gagawin mo, gano'n. Kailan lang kami nagkaroon ng formal manual? Nung time na in-advise kami ni Sir Boots, our
yung
franchise
magpa-franchising na kayo.
Right. Kasi nung time na yun, very critical Lahat kailangan isulat mo. Lahat dapat nasa manual.
Yes.
Yun. So, ang nangyari nun, yun dun lang talaga na nagkaroon ng formal manual na talagang babalik-balikan nila.
Okay.
At kami rin, yun ang babalik-balikan namin.
Okay.
Yun.
So, nung kailan yan? Yung nag-start na yung manual? Mga anong taon yan?
2006.
So, 10 years?
10 years, kaya nga ang sasabi ko, late bloomer kami when it comes to franchising and when it comes to formalizing our business.
The business.
Yes.
So, kumbaga kayo, niregister nyo muna yung business, tapos nag-operate na.
Correct.
Ayan.
Correct.
So, mahirap, no, pag walang manual.
Yes, correct. Ang hirap kasi even kami, nawawala kami. Wala kami babalikan para sabihin dun sa staff namin na ito nasa manual, di ba? Ito yung kailangan yung sundin.
Saka minsan, if you have a manual, pag merong ganitong situation, sasabihin sa ng manual, ito ang gagawin mo.
Correct.
Di ba?
Yes.
Minsan, pag hindi recorded, nakakalimutan mo, ano ba yung ginawa ko dati? Di ba? Unlike if you have the manual, ito na.
Yes.
Ito na yung proven na formula. Di ba?
Yeah, kaya tawag namin doon sa manual is our Bible
Yes.
Ang pagkakaiba lang, ang manual, kailangan nire-revisit talaga and nire-revise. Kasi nga, iba na yung business landscape this year or naiiba na, kailangan mag-ano na rin tayo, mag-revise na rin tayo, mag-improve na rin tayo, level up na rin tayo.
Yes. So nung nagsimula kayo ng business, anong mga products nyo? You have peanuts and castañas.
Yung products namin noong time na yun, peanuts and chicharon.
Chicharon.
So, ang unique selling proposition is we have so many kinds of peanuts that we are catering.
Parang iba't ibang luto.
Iba't ibang luto, iba't ibang klase.
Okay.
Yun. Because we are peanut world. And then because yun nga, what will set us apart dun sa binibilhan ko. At dun sa dun sa mga nagbebenta na vendors.
Yes, kasi sa labas marami nagbebenta, di ba?
Yun yung isang challenge
Saka mura.
Saka mura. Pero alam mo nung binilang-bilang namin, kaya namin lumaban sa presyo na nasa sa
parehas.
Yes, street ganun.
So ilang flavors meron ng
We have around 16
okay.
varieties.
So ano ang dito? Ano ang best-selling?
Bestseller pa rin talaga yung adobo eh. The Pinoy favorites,
yes,
no? Adobo peanuts, adobo skin, adobo skinless, and then the spicy adobo skin, spicy adobo skinless. And then yun na, nag-cater na kami ng mga healthier choices like roasted nuts, super garlic. Yung kasoy namin, hindi siya, wala siyang timpla. Kasi nakita namin, may market sa ganon. No? So,
yung mga health conscious, di ba?
Health conscious. And then we don't use MSG. Yun. And then we get the best chicha corn from Ilocos. Siyempre, hindi natin produce yun. So, yun yung sa Ilocos galing.
So, yung peanuts and chicharon, nagsabay sa umpisa?
Yun. Yun yung kwento. So, nagsabay sa isang cart. So, ang dami talaga. But, isa sa mga challenge namin, nagsabi na yung mall, yung mga major mall, na kailangan single concept lang kayo. Because it's peanut world, hindi kayo pwede maglagay ng chicharon.
Okay.
Kasi nawawala. No? Nawawala yung branding, nawawala yung focus. So, that's the time we created another brand. Doon pumasok si Crave Chicharon.
Okay,
yun.
I see.
So, si Crave Chicharon naman, puro chicharon naman ang binebenta niya.
I see. So, pag nakita mo to sa mall, magkatabi sila?
May mga area kami magkatabi. May mga franchisee kami na they get to concept na magkatabi sila.
I see.
Yes, ganun.
So, anong mahirap ba? Mahirap ba ibenta yung iba-ibang flavors ng peanuts?
Hindi, mabilis lang. Kasi the more product you have, the more na pwede mong i-offer na isasuggest mo. Yun. So, pero syempre, unti-unti, kailangan namin magbawas kung ano yung mga hindi mabenta.
Pero nung nag-start kayo, kasi right now you have 16 flavors. So, nag-start kayo sa how many flavors?
Well, actually, right now, we have 12 flavors na lang. Nagbawas din kami. And then, concentrate kami dun sa mga mabenta lang. Kasi it's food eh. So, perishable. So, aabutan ng shelf life, andun pa rin siya. So, it's not good. No? Kailangan talagang umiikot yung natin. Yung funding natin, and then yung stocks natin, kailangan. Kaya, sa commissary namin, every week kami nagluluto. Kahit konti lang, pero we make it a point na lahat ng product bagong luto.
So yung yung umpisa, hindi pa siya ganyang karami na flavors.
Yung umpisa marami.
Marami
yung time na 16 varieties. Right now, na-reduce na namin ng 12. Pero ngayon, nag-uunti-unti ulit kaming nagdadagdag. Why? Because meron na kami nasa jar. Yun. Ito naman yung effect ng pandemic.
So itong pag-iisip nyo ng flavors, syempre, tinitignan nyo rin yung public, di ba? Kung anong reception nila. So nung nagsimula kayo, yung mga flavors na yun, ito yung mga flavors na ikaw mismo gusto mo.
Correct. And then, yun nga, we need to really research. And then, kailangan baliktad eh. Titingnan mo muna anong gusto ng market.
Yes.
Hindi yung, eto, benta lang ako ng benta, eto magandang tubo dito, eto yung ibenta natin, etong flavor, etong variety na to, mababa ang puhunan, eto yung benta natin. Hindi ganun. No? So, kailangan tingnan natin yung, ano ba yung market natin, at ano ba yung ita-target natin. Yung, kailangan clear. No? So, kami, yung concept namin is, kung titingnan mo, street food siya eh, di ba? Na nuts. But we wanted to upgrade it. Gusto namin ilagay sa mall. So, kailangan, ang ita-target namin, yun mga high-end na customers. Yung mga nasa mall.
Yes. So, yung sabi mo kanina, parang nagkaroon ng requirement yung malls na hindi pwedeng paghaluin. So, madali ba kayo nakapag-adjust?
Actually, hindi eh. Medyo sleepless nights talaga yun eh. Kasi,
so, parang nawala mo ng chicharon?
Oo, nawala yung chicharon. And then, ang nangyari, may mga malls na pumapayag naman. No? So, isang mall lang naman lang hindi pumayag. The rest is okay. Pero malaki yung impact. Malaki yung nawala sa benta. So, nung time na yun, talagang isip kami ng isip na, paano na? Parang yung identity, no? Dito sa mall na to, may chicharon, may peanut. Dito sa mall na to, bawal. So, ano yung kailangan natin gawin? So, that's the time na naisip namin, okay, let's create another brand for chicharon.
So, naging opportunity siya for you.
Right, naging opportunity yun.
So, ano yung ikinaganda naman ngayon na nagkaroon ka na ng another brand for chicharon?
Well, co-branding ang tawag namin. So, nagkaroon ng good, kumbaga sa negosyo, good partnership sila.
Yes.
So, magkatabi sila sa area. And then, yun yung time na nakita namin na, okay, we can, pwede tayo mag-expand na magdagdag pa ng ibang brand, ibang concept. Kasi nandun na tayo. I have the same team, sila rin naman. So, why not na magdagdag pa tayo? And then the management naman, hindi naman ganun kalaki yung adjustment kasi yung inventory system namin, same din. Well, sa office, ang hiring, same pa rin. Hindi naman masyadong nagbabago. It's just that, kailangan mag-survive yung dalawang concept kasi dalawang rental na yung binabayaran. Yun yung challenge.
So from 1996, nung nagkaroon ng sariling brand na ang chicharon, ilang years ang pagitan niyan?
Well, actually, nagkaroon ng mga ganun, early 2000, nung year na yun.
Okay. So hindi naman siya yung sa umpisa kaagad pinaghiwalay na?
Hindi.
Okay. So kumbaga parang nasanay na kayo na magkasama siya, yun, no? Pero in the long run, maganda rin naging effect doon sa World of Nuts.
Yes, kasi nagkaroon din ng choices si franchisee, yung mga gusto mag-apply to be our franchise, na pumili. Pero in other malls naman, pagka ina-allow naman, nilalagay namin yung dalawang product.
So ngayon, ang World of Nuts, ano yung mga products nyo? Peanuts, chicharon, ano pa?
Peanut World, crave chicharon, and then we have this Oriental Spice, which purely selling online lang siya, wala siyang physical store. Yun yung naging effect naman nung pandemic.
Ano yung Oriental Spice?
Okay, Oriental Spice is as the word itself, we cater mga Oriental foods, pero frozen lahat. No? So, ito naman yung kinagandahan. Ito yung pagkakaiba na concept namin. Na because we're talking about deliveries na eh.
Okay.
No? Hindi siya yung walk-in na binibili ng customer. So deliveries, meron additional cost kay buyer na delivery fee. So we make it na frozen para pwedeng mag-stock up yung mga customers sa freezer nila. No? So yun, may mga buyer kami na sige, 10 noodle kits. It's a noodle kit, so it comes with noodle and then the meat, we use the real meat and then yung broth niya.
Okay.
Yun. So more on frozen and then may frozen dim sum din. And then ang kagandahan nun, si Oriental Spice, nagbebenta rin siya ng mga product ni Peanut World.
Oh, okay. Paano pumasok sa isip mo yung ganong concept?
Dati pa kasi gusto na namin gumawa ng Oriental Spice na concept na physical store.
Okay.
Yun nga, additional brand. Pero because of nag-busy with etong sa franchising, sa Peanut World, sa Crave, hindi namin natutukan. Now, dumating yung pandemic, sabi namin, it's about time. Kasi nandyan na eh, naka-ready na talaga.
Sa kanong pandemic, talagang puro deliveries.
Puro deliveries. And then, ang ganda nung kasi nasa bahay lahat yung tao. So, they have all the time to cook, to steam. Yung mga ganun. I remember, yung marketing strategy namin na, paano tayo makikilala aside from ilagay natin sa Facebook, doon tayo magbebenta. Sabi ko, alam ko na, bigyan natin yung mga good friends natin. Kayo yun.
Alala ko yan.
So, bigyan natin yung mga good friends natin. And then, at the same time, gusto din natin kumuha ng feedback. No? So, iba kasi pag may physical store, right then and there, makikita mo na yung reaction ng customer na. Pag iniwan nila, hindi nila ginalaw, okay, may problema tayo dyan. Pag ubos na ubos, nag-order ulit, and then they comment, okay. So, it's a good result. So, dito sa naman, online, we are calling it online business na, no? So, ang hirap, pag kaya we encourage our customers na please give us feedback so we know. So, well, fortunately, ayan, with sa inyo na rin galing, sa mga friends na, masarap, Josie, ganun. So, sabi namin, okay, ang gawin natin, hindi tayo magbubukas ng physical store dito. Lahat online
So,
tayo.
until now, online siya?
Until now, online. That's why sabi namin, okay, after pandemic, nagsasurvive din pala, no? Parang gano'n. Pero, you just need to have that, yung tutok pa rin, continuity of that concept, huwag niyong bibitawan. And, nagkaroon ng opportunity sa mga reseller namin. So, it's like a franchising. It's just that, meron kaming mga reseller na kumikita din dito sa Oriental Spice.
Yan, So, during the pandemic, syempre lahat yan naging, lahat online. May naging, naapektuhan din ba yung sales nung peanut and yung chicharon?
Yung chicharon namin, crave chicharon. Yes, ang laki ng impact. Kasi 95% of the business is nasa loob ng mall. So, sobrang laki ng impact. Ang dami namin sinara.
Pero may sales pa rin.
Nung lockdown, syempre wala. Pero wala naman rental.
Yes.
Pero ang dami namin na sirang product. Ang dami namin natapon. Kasi, di ba nag-aantay tayo na baka after 2 weeks mag-open na rin. After
2 years
So, ang tendency, it's a food business So, talagang ang dami namin na dispose.
So, during pandemic, ang kumita na business mo is, ang kumita na brand mo is the Oriental Spice.
Is the Oriental Spice. Yun yung yun yung nagpatawid sa amin. No? And then, yung ibang staff namin, tumulong din. Pero, most of them, umuwi sa probinsya nila. Kasi di ba meron naman tayong, sinabihan naman tayo, okay, March 15, naalala ko nun kailan tayo magla-lockdown. So, nag-uwian naman lahat.
So, ano yung learnings mo nung pandemic?
Okay. Sa pandemic, ang learnings ko talaga, we need to act fast. No? As an entrepreneur, talagang kailangan bilisan natin yung utak natin. Although nung time na yun, nag-aantay kami na kailan mag-open ulit. Of course, the focus is sa peanut world, no? Saka sa crave chicharon. Pero nung time na sabi namin, habang sige, meron naman tayo naka-standby na concept Go! Ibenta na natin.
So like, syempre, nung nag-lockdown, no? So it took you how many days, weeks, or months bago nyo sinimulan ni Oriental Spice?
Okay. Nag-planning na kami. It's good that yung mga anak namin is na talaga. They are capable to help na. Mga adults na sila. So nag-plan na kami. Pero nung time na yun, tas yung total lockdown pa. So nung time na unti-unti, nagiging lax na, meron ng delivery, pwede na mag-open. Talaga nag-start na kami. And then, even our peanut world, yung mga peanut products, nag-sale na kami, nag-markdown na kami ng price, nagkaroon na ng promo, lahat. And then together with yung Oriental Spice. So, very nung time na yun naalala ko, busy din kami. Even our commissary, busy din sila. Yun. So, yun yung yun yung learnings namin.
So, dapat, pag may mga situation na ganyan, mabilis ka mag-isip. No, mabilis ka mag-isip, and at the same time, pag-isipan mo kung ano yung product na pwede mong i-offer na sa tingin mo, papatok dun sa panahon na yun. So, syempre, during the pandemic, ang kailangan ng tao, totoong pagkain. Diba? Kasi, like yung mga nuts, when you go to mall, talagang gusto mo lang yung may makakain.
Yun din ang learnings namin, yun, agility. And then, yung learnings namin dito sa Oriental Spice. Kasi si Peanut World, hindi siya necessity. It's a food for pag magne-Netflix ka lang. Buti na lang nung time na yun, nabuhay yung Netflix, no? Nag-movie marathon yung mga tayo, no? Nag-movie marathon. So, yun, nabebenta rin ng peanut. And then, nakita natin, yung basic commodity, which yung kailangan mabusog ka. Like si Oriental Spice, it's a noodle. And ito yung mga dim sum na nabubusog ka. Kasi ang dami na nag-shift na ng work from home. No? So, ito yung mga hindi na lumalabas, gusto nila steam na lang. So, ito yung mga market namin.
I see. Yung franchising, so, kailan mo sinimulan yung franchising ng business nyo?
We started 2006.
2006. So, what made you decide na mag-start kami ng franchising?
Kasi ganito yon. Nung time na nasa mall, nung naglalagay kami sa mall, marami kaming kasabayan na mga concept. Pero nagtataka ako nung time na early 20s, early 2000, sorry. Bakit sila ang bilis nila nang mag-expand? Bakit kami nung time na yung 6 outlets pa lang kami? So, bakit sila ang bilis?
Parang nakita mo, meron na sila sa ibang lugar.
Correct. And then, meron na sila sa ibang region.
Yes.
No? So, paano sila nag-ooperate? So, ganun. Ba't parang ang bilis? As in, mabilis talaga. Talaga, nagkumalat talaga yung brand nila. So, ang nangyari is, napagtanong-tanong namin, we talked to some owners, yung pala, they went into franchising.
So, nung time na yun, wala ka pang idea, itong franchising?
Wala pa, and then hindi ko inalam eh. Yun yung isa pang no? Pag may nakikita tayo, dapat pag-aralan na natin. Why? Ano nangyayari? Ano ba lang nangyayari? Parang ganon. So, nung time na yun, relax pa kami. Okay? So, okay lang. Madami sila tayo, sige mag-apply. Ang alam lang namin, yung mga company owned, paano namin padadamihin. Mag-apply lang tayo, gano'n.
Yes.
So yun, nung time na yun, sabi ng friend ko, we went into franchising and we got a consultant.
I see. May friend ka na nagpa-franchise na ng business niya?
Yes.
Okay.
Yun, si Rice in the Box. Actually, it's si Miss Freda.
Okay.
And then, nirefer nila kami kay Sir Boots. So, nagkausap kami ni Sir Boots. And then, may doubt kasi ako nung time na yun. Sabi ko, peanut
kasi
lang
parang
kasi.
Bagong concept sa
Bagong
inyo.
concept. And then, peanut lang kasi na mabibili mo doon sa street side. Tapos, paano natin ipapa-franchise? Anybody can cook peanut. Anybody can sell peanut, di ba? So, doon, yung eye-opener, so, pinaintindi sa amin ni Sir Boots na it's the system. And it's the brand. Imagine 10 years na pala kayo. Ngayon pa lang kayo papasok sa franchising. It's really franchisable yung concept nyo. Yun. So parang nilecture niya kami, binigyan niya kami ng na-enlighten nga kami na, okay, ganun pala talaga na pala kami. We've been here lang. Kailangan lang talaga namin mag-expand.
Yes. So, after mo makausap yung si Boots Bartolome, doon na nag-start yung parang tiwala mo.
Yes.
Na pwede kami mag-franchise.
Correct. Doon na rin nag-start yung journey namin into franchising.
So, anong challenges niyo yan? Sino ba ang, or mabilis ba? May nakapag-franchise ba kaagad ng World of Nuts?
Yeah, actually, even before, may nagtatanong. Kaya lang, yun nga, dapat we need to have an open communication with our staff.
Yes.
Nung time na nagsabi kami na, okay, we will be opening for franchise, doon na nagsabi ng mga staff, actually ma'am, ang dami nga nagtatanong na gusto daw nila mag-franchise.
Gusto nila
yes.
Okay.
And then, yung time na yun, na yung challenge, you're asking about the challenges?
Yes.
Okay. Talagang may mga ganun challenge kasi you are dealing with a different your partners na may ibang personality.
Okay.
That's why pagdating sa screening, ako talaga. Walang ibang nag-i-screen ng franchisee kundi ako lang.
Hindi asawa mo?
Hindi. Ako lang.
Okay.
Kasi alam mo yung minsan papasok talaga yung intuition ng isang tao na ano ba yung magiging result if ever na mag-partner kami.
So, paano ba mag-franchise ng World of Nuts sa mga interested?
Okay, you just need to send us through email your letter of intent, and then sabihin nyo lang doon is saan region kayo, saan ang area ninyo, if meron na ba kayong area. Yung iba kasing franchisee, meron nang naka-ready na area kasi they are already franchisee of other brands. Gusto lang nila tabihan yung existing business nila. Ngayon, pag wala pa, you can state saan kayo, and then, or ano yung interested mall ninyo, and then we will apply for you. Kasi we really had a good relationship with the lessor sa mga malls. No? So, yun naman yung isang, ng isang franchisor. Yun yung isang panghawakan ninyo. Give importance na dapat maganda yung history mo, maganda yung record mo. So, yun yung nangyari sa amin sa mga area namin sa Vismin when we applied like sa KCC Mall. Minsan, sila pa yung nagbibigay sa amin ng franchisee. Na ma'am, ito may gusto mag-franchise ng concept ninyo. So, ganun. Because of yun, yung track record, very important yun.
So, paano kayo pumipili na ito, i-approve nyo tong franchise na to?
So, una, of course, kailangan namin makausap personally
Yung interested.
Yung interested. Hindi ako through text or no. I need to talk to them. Nung nagano naman pandemic, kailangan talaga magkita rin kami through Zoom, no. So para makita ko lang or malaman ko lang yung background nila na sinasabi nila, hindi yung tinatype lang nila or hindi yung sinesend nila, no? So, and then yung time na kailangan ko malaman, actually more on getting, alam mo yung parang ano lang yun getting to know each other, no? So, kasi ito yung magiging partner nyo
Importante yung makagaano mo ng loob, makilala mo.
Exactly. And then kailangan mo rin malaman kung how hands-on sila. Kasi may mga franchisee din naman kaming employees So, ang tendency lang is paano nila i-manage, no? So, yun yung importante sa akin. Plus point na sa akin is if nasa negosyo ka na.
Okay. So, paano yun pag employee yung gusto mag-franchise? Ano yung probability na ma-approve yung intention nila to franchise?
Yeah, if meron na silang concrete plan on how to handle the business.
Na and kahit then, nagtatrabaho sila.
And then how flexible sila. Meron akong franchisee, ang gaang. Talagang nailatag na niya na okay, I have a staff. Na I have an existing business. Siya rin yung nakatutok doon. So siya rin, no extra expense for Peanut World. Magsha-share lang. So, alam mo, imagine, very yung plan niya very attractive, and then for me I work Monday to Friday. I will visit all my business Saturday, Sunday, and then after ng work ko Monday to Friday, I also visit. So nakikita ko yung dedication niya, and then yung years of business, existing business niya.
Yes.
So yun, isa sa mga isa sa mga tinitingnan ko yun. Now,
sa mga empleyado, no? Kaya maganda yun, no? Meron palang mga empleyado na gusto rin mag-franchise, di ba? So, ano yung kagandahan na mag-franchise ka ng business instead of doing your own or starting from scratch?
Yeah. Ang kagandahan is meron ka ng susundan na sistema. And then, yung brand, nandyan na yung brand. Kasi we already expose na yung brand namin And then si franchisee is hindi siya mangangapa. Wala na yung trial and error stage, no? Kasi nandun na. And then kami i-advise lang namin, ito yung gawin mo. Okay, may mga challenges sa handling ng staff, sa handling ng product. Kami yung nagluluto ng product. We never let our franchisee cook yung mga nuts. Kasi gusto namin kami may hawak dun sa quality.
So kapag kailangan nila ng stocks, they have to contact you.
Yes. And then yung mga anomaly sa pagtatayo ng business, especially ang challenge talaga, especially dun sa sa staff. Pag may mga theft, no?
Yes.
So yun, kaya nga iba yung training namin sa staff niya, iba yung training namin kay franchisee. Kasi kay franchisee, mas malalim, mas kailangan namin turuan kung ano yung mga nangyayari, yung totoong buhay
sa negosyo. Dyan sa mga staff, ano yung mga challenges mo dyan? Nabanggit mo kanina theft, no? Iyan paano nyo na-resolve yung ganyang challenge?
Actually, kailangan din talaga sistema pa rin, no? So, we need to have that due process. Sa manual pa rin yun. So, kailangan maayos yung inventory system, no, ng isang negosyo. And then, yun yung ipa-follow ni staff. And then, kailangan din talaga mag-visit tayo sa area. Kasi hindi enough yun, nagre-report lang sila. Hindi rin enough yun, maganda yung sales nila, okay na. Kasi that's the time na maganda yung sales nila, okay na. Pero that's the time na makikita mo, okay, etong staff na to, is it about time na i-level up naman siya? Baka pwede na siyang pwede na siyang umikot, maging coordinator first, maging coordinator muna, and then supervisor, and then manager, no? So, yun. Challenge din sa mga staff sometimes, well, hindi mawawala talaga, is yung iba matitigas ang ulo, no? Hindi sumusunod. But, of course, we have that due process naman warning, mga ganun. Pero may mga talagang hindi talaga, walang forever. Hindi talaga sila para sa atin. So, we need to let go. We need to talk to them na ganun. Kasi baka meron silang mas expert na area no? Baka meron silang magaling sila sa ibang sales, ibang klaseng type of i-employ nila.
Okay, so pag-usapan natin mamaya ang iba pang challenges na hinarap ng World of Nuts Corporation, and of course yung ibang mga activities na ginagawa ni Josie. Mamaya po sa pagbabalik ng Idol sa Negosyo. With our collective dedication and passion, we will achieve remarkable progress and impact. I stand before you with immense honor and excitement as the newly elected president of PCCI Quezon City. As we gather here today, we mark a significant milestone in our journey towards progress and development.
The PCCI Quezon City has consistently demonstrated exemplary leadership and commitment to the business community in the National Capital Region.
I call this Philippine Chamber of Commerce and Industry Quezon City induction and then awarding, networking, and an art exhibit into order.
This year, we come together under the theme, Act, Deliver, Make a Difference. I am reminded of our immense responsibility as leaders in the business community. It is a call to action, a call to deliver on our promises, and a call to make a lasting and positive impact, not only within our organization, but also across our communities and the nation as a whole.
Rest assured that BIR will be your partner in nation building. Yan po ang maaasahan nyo po sa BIR.
Ladies and gentlemen, as I bid farewell as the outgoing President of Philippine Chamber of Commerce and Industry Quezon City, as I transition to the role as Chairman of the Board of Trustees for 2024 and 2025, I have full confidence in the capable hands of the new set of officers. To all our members who believe in my vision, in our vision, mabuhay, negosyante and Q-citizen, may our journey continue to bring prosperity and success to all. God bless us all.
In our collaboration, you have played a crucial role in improving the business environment of Quezon City. Together, we have achieved significant milestones.
Filipino people has one of the best traits. They will really persevere despite the challenges that they face.
Attorney Arnel Mateo, Mr. President, I now turn over to you this gavel as a symbol of authority to manage and preside over the most outstanding chamber in the whole Philippines, PCCI Quezon City.
Together, we can build a vibrant and resilient business ecosystem that empowers our entrepreneurs. Let us embrace the challenges that come our way with determination and creativity. us be unwavering in our commitment to make a meaningful impact on businesses and communities we serve. Act, deliver, make a difference. Mabuhay ang Philippine Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Quezon City. Okay, magandang hapon. Nandito tayo sa Idol sa Negosyo kasama si Josie ng World of Nuts Corporation. Okay, so kanina pinag-uusapan natin yung mga challenges na pinagdaanan ng World of Nuts. So ito yung sa tao, tapos sa franchising, no? Sa franchising, ano yung mga challenges nyo dun sa mga nag-franchise ng inyong brand?
Okay, well, actually, minimal lang. Kasi ako yung nag-i-screen ng franchisee.
Okay.
So, halos lahat sila sasabihin mong ideal franchisee. Okay naman. Nagkaroon lang kami ng challenge if si franchisee nagkaroon ng challenge sa sarili niya.
Okay.
Like, mayroon kaming franchisee na nagkaroon silang financial challenges. And then, nagalaw yung fund ng Peanut World.
I see.
Yun. So, ganon. Yun yung problema. And then, of course, you need to assist yung mga concern ni franchisee, like, bakit etong buwan na to ang hina ng benta?
Okay.
You need to explain. Kaya nga, when we want to go into franchising, dapat you have at least 2 years of experience bago ka pumasok as a franchisor. If not, namumblema si franchisee, namumblema ka rin.
So, dapat yung business mo, at least 2 years na observe mo na kung kamusta siya.
Yes, kasi iba-iba yung iba-iba yung market or iba-iba yung behavior pagdating ng iba't ibang buwan. No?
So definitely, mali na nag-start ka ngayon ng business, tapos within naman pag-franchise ka na kaagad.
Yun yung problema. Porkit may nagtanong lang na is your concept for franchising. Google, okay, itong gagawin natin, ito na, sige, go. You know, mortality rate is really high.
Yes. So huwag ka magmadali, no?
Huwag magmadali.
So kailangan yung business mo, obserbahan mo muna, siguraduhin mo na magiging maganda yung takbo ng systems. And by the time na sa tingin mo, okay na perfect mo na yung systems, lahat ng areas ng problems, nakita mo na. Doon ka mag-isip ngayon.
Yes. And then, kailangan talaga continuous. May nag-franchise sa'yo, continuous yung assistance.
Yes.
So, hindi porkit na itong branch na to, ito yung, itong si franchisee, pwede nang iwanan or something. Continuous pa rin yung assistance. Yeah.
So, sa mga franchisor, kailangan, kasi marami ngayon talagang ganyan, na pinapa-franchise sila yung business nila, pero pagdating na sa troubleshooting, nawawala sila.
Kaya nga sila nababansagan ng mga fly-by-night.
Okay.
No? That's the importance of having association, a reputable association, na to join. Si association, kasi wala tayong mandate, wala tayong batas about franchising dito. Now, si franchising association, like sila PFA, yun, meron silang regulation. Bago ka pumasok doon is kailangan you are really parang maayos na franchisor na. And then si franchisor, join ka ng isang association para alam mo yun, nandun din continuous learning mo. And then para nandun yung brand mo is nandun sa mga reputable brands din.
Yes. So hindi pwedeng nag-franchise ka lang, then you do it on your own. So meron din kagandahan yung nag-join ka sa mga association like the Philippine Franchise Association. So ano ba naitulong ng PFA sa mga members niya?
Well, ang dami. Kasi, yes, they have this GMM, General Membership Meeting, and then yung mga learning sessions continuous din, halos every month. And then dito din ako nag-enroll, dun sa CFE ko, yung sa Certified Franchise Executive. Hindi siya, hindi siya yung parang what's in and out of franchising, hindi ganun
Yes,
it's a global learning. Kasi ang mga speaker nila is talagang high caliber speakers na ito yung may opportunity ka, iisipin mo na baka pwede na ako mag-go into global.
Yes.
Or, okay, ito, may kulang pa pala ako. Kaya pala si franchisee is ganun ang performance, ang sales niya. No? So, yun. continuous learning, ang maganda dito sa, yun nga, joining an association, is, you build your network.
Yes.
Yun, nagkakaroon ka ng network on yung mga co-franchisor mo.
Saka, you also learn from them, di ba?
Yes.
Yung mga kapwa mo negosyante, meron din yung mga challenges, and they may have better solutions doon sa challenge na kinakaharap mo.
Yun talaga na ano nyo, attorney, na nakuha nyo talaga. Ito yun. Kasi sometimes may mga challenges na sinasabi nila or kinukwento ko. And then, doon nag-uumpisa yung namin, yung learnings namin. Ako din ganun. So, anong ginawa mo? Ito yung ginawa ko.
Yes.
So, yun. Kasi we are on the same boat no? So, yun yung isang advantage.
So, ano ba yung mga associations mo ngayon?
Okay.
Maliban sa PFA?
Maliban sa PFA, it's PCCI Quezon City.
Siyempre, magkasama tayo dyan.
Of course. And then we'll be having, you are also part of the core team, the AI Association, that's soon.
Yes.
So, kasi nga, na tayo ngayon? AI, na tayo, no? World na tayo.
Yes.
So, yun, right now, yes, ito yung association na,
So, sa isang business owner, based on your experience, ano dapat yung consideration nila kung meron silang sasalihan na association? Kasi right now, maraming associations, di ba?
Yes.
And meron din mga experience yung iba na hindi maganda sa pag-join nila sa isang association. So sa experience mo, ano yung naging batayan mo para mag-join sa isang association?
Well, of course, you have to take a look yung business concept mo. And then, nakikita mo rin ano ba yung mga profile ng mga members.
Yes.
No? So, right now, in joining PFA, because it's a reputable franchise association, and ayun, nandun yung mga big brothers natin.
Yes.
No? Nandun sila Jollibee, nandun sila Toby's, no? Potato Corner. So, of course, gusto din natin na kahit paano at par tayo sa kanila, and then we learn from them. Yun yung isang why I joined them.
Yes.
Kasi yun nga, we are mga co-franchisor. And then sa joining ng PCCI QC naman, because our yung main office namin is located in Quezon City. So it's good kasi PCCI has a very, very good relationship with our Quezon City LGU.
Yes.
So isa yun. And then, of course, yung yung mga members natin, actually, mix of all business concept.
Yes.
We have services, may mga food, no? And then, ang daming opportunity.
Yes.
Hindi ka naka-confine dun sa, mo lang, sa concept mo lang. Pwede ka pala mag-invest sa ibang business. And then, you can sell your business as well. Pwede ka mag-supply. For us, ilan yung mga member natin na sinusupplyan na rin natin. So
parang may collaborations among the members.
Among the members. And then, of course, joining an organization, it comes with a cost, di ba? Meron tayong sinasabi na membership fee. Pero, mas malaki yung advantage rather than looking at the membership fee.
Yung investment po na yun, maliit lang yun.
Maliit lang yun.
Yes.
Yeah. It's really an investment. Tama kayo, attorney. It's an investment. Knowing na, yun, parang pagka may sinasabi, magkakaroon na naman tayo ng GMM, gano'n. Everyone's so excited. Kasi, makikita na naman kami yung seatmate ko before.
Yes.
Hindi ko na seatmate ngayon. Iba na naman yung seatmate ko. Iba na naman yung learnings. Iba na naman yung kachika ko.
Yes.
Pero, we have all same mindset. No? Yun.
Saka when you're there, nai-inspire ka.
Correct.
Diba? So parang, may inspire ka doon kung GMM yan, may inspire ka sa speakers, sa learning, sa mga kuha mo, sa mga kasamahan mo, may inspire ka. Kasi minsan tayo, lahat nga ng business owners may pinagdadaanan. And hindi naman ibig sabihin na owner ka is talagang perfect lagi ang negosyo.
Yes.
So tayo rin, kahit tayo ang nag-head ng mga businesses natin, kailangan din natin ng inspirasyon.
Correct. And kailangan din natin na may eye-opener din yan na, kailangan ko pala to sa office namin.
Yes.
It will make my life easier and make our staff life easier. If kinuha natin tong certain solution na to, kailangan pala natin ito. Ganun.
And maliban doon, may opportunities to help others.
Yes, yun pa isa. Actually, one of the, it's not association, pero one of yung affiliation siguro matatawag is the Go Negosyo.
Yes, Go
I do the
Negosyo.
mentoring. Yeah.
So anong ginagawa natin sa Go Negosyo?
Yeah, ang ginagawa natin sa Go Negosyo is we are mentors.
Yes.
And then yun si Go Negosyo kasi ang ganda ng program nila. So they have this parang caravan no.
Yes.
So it's a face to face na what we call this yung mga mentoring session. And then andun kami to help. And then yun mga mentees, some of them are aspiring.
Yes.
No, some of them meron ng negosyo. Gusto nila mapalago. Some of them really may difficulty talaga.
Yes. Saka pag-attend ka sa Go Negosyo, you don't have to pay anything.
Correct.
Diba? You attend, it's free, then you get the best mentors, best speakers.
Yes, kasi it's really an advocacy.
Yes.
And then we join, no? We join Go Negosyo kasi it's like paying back. And
Yes.
then, hindi siya one way. Like ako, ang dami kong learnings din from my mentee.
Yes.
No? So, yun. Saka, you want to help as well. So, isa yun. Like for example, meron ako isang mentee. Ano na siya? Nandun na siya dun sa 70s niya, yung age niya. And then, ang ganda ng product niya.
Yes.
The problem is, paano niya ibebenta? So, she is located sa Quezon City din. Kinonect ko siya sa Quezon City LGU, no, sa SBC DPO. And then right now, she's joining Bazaar for free. Kasi may budget naman yung natin yung city natin.
Yes.
Yan. So, isang ang laki ng pasalamat niya. Ako din, parang ang laki din ng pasalamat ko sa kanya. Kasi siya yung parati kong example. Na kung si Nanay Naida nga ito yung edad niya, nasa negosyo pa rin. What more tayo? Yun yung parati kong iniisip.
Parang
So, never give up.
It's not too late, no? Kahit 70 years old ka, you can start your business. As long as you're willing to learn, and as long as you're willing to be mentored, pwedeng mag-grow yung business mo.
Yes, yes. Ayun. So, inspiration din sila.
Yes, oo. And sa Go Negosyo, no, nagkaroon ka ng award dito, yung Inspiring Filipina Entrepreneur.
Yes, yes. That's 2015.
Yes, so ano ba tong award na to?
Well, kasi si Go Negosyo, they are screening din yung mga outstanding entrepreneurs.
Yes.
So they have different category, no? So yun, award ako as Inspiring Filipina noong 2015 because of course we are quite active naman in mentoring. And yung story natin, pag na-share natin, na-inspire din naman ng kapwa negosyante and yung mga aspiring din.
Yes, oo. Saka kagandaan nito, nagkaroon ka ng different platforms diba? And you were recognized because of the good thing that you do for others din. Marami kang natuturuan.
Yeah, kasi it's not easy rin. Like kailangan yung time mo
Yes.
no? It's not easy na minsan whole day, minsan I went as far as Abra just for mentoring.
Yes.
No? So parang of course ang Go Negosyo naman they really recognize. And then like yung namin sa Abra is ang ganda ng result, no? May mga talagang na-inspire, may mga narinig pa ako na Ma'am Jo, ito ano yung kailangan kong gawin. Kasi we as mentor, open ako.
Yes.
I'll give my personal number. Kasi baka yung session ko sa kanila, kulang talaga yun Baka you wanted to ask me some more that I can share. If not naman, I connect you. Like yung mga may problem talaga sa funding, I connect them with SB Corp. So, yun yung mga may capability natin. Yun ang ibigay nating service sa kanila.
So right now, nasa stage ka na you're giving back, di ba? And of course, you're teaching others how to do business as well.
Yes.
So paano mo ngayon binabalanse yan? You're doing these things, you're mentoring others, and at the same time, you have your business. Paano mo ngayon pinagsasabay yung mga bagay na yan?
Well, it's time management naman, no? And it's gradual. Hindi naman siya yung biglang overnight na, ito, may gagawin ka nitong ganan, no? So, because I joined an association, the association is a partner of Go Negosyo, and yun, natap kami as mga mentor, and then, time management lang talaga You just need to spare some time for mentoring. And then, mag-enjoy ka.
Yes.
Nag-enjoy talaga ako in mentoring kasi for one, kasama mo yung mga co-mentor, which pwede natin, kayo, no? Pwede natin sabihin, ay, mga kabarkada natin sa negosyo, no? And then, one more thing is, nakikita mo yung mga facial expression nila after the mentoring session. Parang
buhay na buhay.
Buhay na buhay kasi nung time na umupo kami, parang ang bigat ng
parang problemado.
Problemado. And then pagka tinatanong ko na in some way ba nakatulong ba ako sa inyo? Yes po ma'am, ganun. So yun yung parang isang reward sa mentor na makikita sila na ganun. And then marami sa kanila talagang nagbibigay pa ng feedback na ano yung nangyari sa negosyo nila.
So, how about the world of nuts? So, what's next sa world of nuts?
Okay, what's next? Well, of course, alam naman ito ng mga co-tenant sa mall na it's really challenging right now. And then, of course, knowing the rental ng mall, hindi siya biro. No? Kaya may mga menti ako pag sinasabi, gusto ko maglagay sa mall, teka lang, no? Not too soon. Ano muna, kailangan mo mag-break in or, di ba? Kasi baka dun ka mapaso, dun ka maubos. No? So, right now, we are shifting, no? Actually, medyo maganda na rin yung shift namin on digital selling, going online.
Okay.
So, right now, our mga nuts nasa jar na.
Yes.
And then, what's good naman sa amin is, yung my children are the ones handling the digital thing.
Buti ang mga anak mo, nagustuhan din nila ang negosyo.
Yeah. Kasi, I think mindset Kasi, maski nung maliit pa sila, is natuturuan na rin sila.
Kasama sila doon sa store.
Kasama sila sa store. And then, ako kasi very like, one summer, malilit pa sila noon naalala ko, one summer, bumili kami ng mango shake. Di ba summer, ang mura ng mangga nung time na yun. Sabi ko, alika, tuturuan ko kayo. Bumili kami ng 1 kilong mangga. Nag-costing talaga kami, gumawa kami. Ito, sugar, ito, ice, everything. After ng costing, talagang gulat na gulat sila. Tingnan mo, ito lang puhunan natin. Sa binili natin, ito lang yung puhunan. So, yun. Yun yung essence ng negosyo.
So, nakita nila na ito yung income, di ba? So, ito yung cost, tapos pag binetan niya, ito na siya.
Ang dalas kasi, may mga times na pag bumibili kami, like, nagta-take out kami ng ulam, gano'n. Ako mahilig din ako magluto. Katulad niyan, 1 kilong baboy, gano'n. So, iyan naman sa kanila, nagugulat sila, Ama, ang binili natin, ang puhunan pala, is lang, 1/2 lang yung cost, or even 1/3 lang nga yung cost. So, doon pa lang, I think mindset natuturuan ko sila. And
so,
then,
effective method siya, to teach your children on how to do business.
Yes, correct.
Ipakita mo sa kanila yung costing and pricing.
Correct.
No? Yung costing, tapos magkano na siya pag nasa market na.
Yeah, yun. So, yun yung the way I teach them. And then, little by little, actually ngayon, ako na may natututo sa kanila.
Kasi modern na.
Modern na, puro digital na.
So, yung mga anak mo ngayon, yan yung added value na binibigay nila sa business. Yung digitalization.
Yes. Kasi itong generation nila, they are more creative They talk about creativity, no? They talk about, hindi tayo text heavy. Huwag kang masyadong text heavy ngayon. Puro na, visual, importante. Doon ako natututo sa kanila.
So, naging open ka sa ganun?
Dapat we need to. And nakita ko naman ang interest nila. So, if I want yung succession, we have to open up our mind and then let's support them.
Kasi when you speak of succession, titignan mo ano ba yung skills din nila na pwede nilang i-contribute sa business. Kasi it's okay that we teach them, but minsan meron din silang ideas na pwede makatulong.
Kasi sila yung nagbebenta, pero sila rin yung market Makikita natin yung mga generation ngayon. Hindi na sila, puro sila buying online. No? So, sila yung mas alam nila na ito dapat yung gawin natin kasi ako as a buyer, dito ako na-attract. Tayo, hindi masyado tayong, for me, natututo na ako eventually sa kanila to buy online. Pero, di ba, ang orientation natin is we go to grocery, we go to department store, mag-fit tayo, or kung anong bibilihin natin. Talagang gusto natin, nahahawakan natin. No? So, yun. Naiiba na rin yung mindset. So, right now, ang laki na ng market online. Sa online.
So, dapat sumabay tayo.
Kailangan natin mag-adapt. Yun ang isang keyword.
Okay.
Isa pa.
Yan, no? Adapt to the times, di ba?
Right.
Para yung business mo mag-survive din sa panahon ngayon.
Yes.
Okay, so ano yung mga advice na ibibigay mo ngayon sa mga business owners na nanonood? So nasa dulo na tayo ng ating programa.
Ang bilis ng oras.
Ang bilis ng oras. So ano yung mga gusto mong iwan na words sa kanila about
Dito na
business?
ako titingin kasi sila may kausap ko. Okay, may advice to aspiring entrepreneur or mga nasa business na entrepreneurs. Siguro don't confine yourself sa 4 na sulok ng office ninyo. Go out, no? Labas kayo, learn from others, join organization, business organization, kasi build your network, no? Kasi yun yung paano tayo mag-grow, dun yun, that's a key, no? Kasi pag nasa office lang tayo, naka-confine lang tayo, wala, tunnel vision lang yan, no? So, another one, I think that's the first, no? Another one is seek advice from an expert. Okay? So, wag ninyong tingnan na, cost yan eh. Look at it as an investment. Pero screen nyo rin, no? Screen nyo rin kung sino yung magiging consultant ninyo. And, may mga what do you call this? May mga aspect na nakikita nila na hindi natin nakikita kasi they've been through talagang nakikita na nila yung ibang business, ito yung nangyayari. So the right advice, no? And then I think one more thing is we need to act fast, like what happened nung pandemic. Ito rin, grabe yung customer behavior right now, even lalo na sa online, no? Kasi pindot-pindot lang yung mga buyers online. Pag hindi mo sila na-reply agad, nasagot agad, magsa-search sila sa ibang platform, magsa-search sila sa ibang shop, no? So yan, we need to act fast. And of course, we never stop learning, no? It's not hindi naman kailangan mag-enroll tayo, mag-masteral tayo or anything, but we learn from co-entrepreneurs, we learn from each other. If we are there na medyo may alam na tayo, may konting kaalaman, we share, and then we learn from our mentee. Yun. So,
okay. Maraming salamat, Josie, ng World of Nuts Corporation. So, ako mismo, gusto ko yung mga ibinahagi ni Josie ngayong hapon. So, wag po tayong mahiya na matuto. Kailangan yan. Matuto tayo sa mentor, sa business organizations, mag-adapt sa panahon, and of course, kailangan aralin din natin yung ating negosyo. So maraming salamat, Josie, sa mga ibinahagi mo sa ating mga manonood. And of course, next week, no, huwag yung kakalimutan na tumutok dito sa Idol sa Negosyo. Ang guest po natin ay si Mark De La Cruz, ang CEO ng Repay.ph. And patuloy tayong makinig, matuto at maging bibo sa mundo ng negosyo. Samahan niyo kami bawat Martes dito sa Idol sa Negosyo, 4:30 PM para sa mas maraming kaalaman at inspirasyon. At ingat po tayong lahat at patuloy nating abutin ang ating mga pangarap. Huwag kalimutang i-follow ang aming Facebook page para sa karagdagang informasyon, updates at iba't ibang tips sa mundo ng negosyo. So manatili tayo maging inspired, maging open for business and professional growth, and at the same time, pay it forward. Magandang hapon, ito po ang Idol sa Negosyo.
In the advent of technology and information came a different threat: identity theft, other cybercrimes, and fraudulent activities.
If information of individuals, whether personal or sensitive personal information, are not protected properly, this information may be used by cyber criminals to create and commit several activities that will compromise their financial life and reputational life. As regards organizations and companies, if these rights are violated, of course, there will be a threat to the business. Imagine if your system is hacked. If information gathered by the organization is compromised, there will be loss of trust coming from your customers. There is a risk that you will lose those important customers that you have.
ADM and Partners, Data Privacy and Consulting Incorporated, saw this need in 2017. This is also in compliance with RA 10173, or the Data Privacy Act of 2012.
Data privacy, it is the right to be let alone and the freedom from intrusion and any interference. It's important because one, it's a fundamental human right that all organizations must respect, because each individual has the right to control and determine what type of data will be processed from him. And secondly, in case of violation, organizations may face penalties of both imprisonment and fine. And they can also face liability of civil payment as well as damages, and to the extent that they may be banned by the National Privacy Commission from processing, collecting, and using personal data.
With safety and security in mind, ADM and Partners delivers a holistic approach on data privacy compliance. They make sure all bases are covered from end to end.
We started with zero knowledge about data privacy. When we partner with them, they introduced to us all the laws, how to comply with it, and they trained all our employees from the securing our documents, what to give or not to give to people when they ask for it. It is a continuous development for our company, knowing that data privacy is a very new law. ADM is always there for us, and they are able to assist us in all our inquiries.
Data privacy is important and necessary in this day and age.
So, part of this
Thus, ADM also conducts seminars and trainings regularly.
So, just like service contracting.
Most of my exposure to the Data Privacy Act is derived from reading materials pertaining to such. Now, with this training, it helped me broaden and further my knowledge on the sensitiveness of this data privacy law, because it gave me more idea on the types of data that needs to be protected, and in the same manner protect my company from any possible suit, from any violations that I may encounter as I manage my business.
So encrypted. So
I feel it's deemed important that I'll be certified as a legit business person to handle the sensitive information that we gather from our data subject, because we have a roster of reputable community of associations to keep the integrity of the member base. We should know the parameters of the privacy of this information they disclose to us.
Led by attorney Arnel Mateo, ADM and Partners is composed of data protections specialists, data privacy lawyers, IT practitioners, and consultants who are recognized by the industry and several organizations to be outstanding in this field of law.
It is the advocacy of ADM to help both individuals and organizations understand the data privacy rules, and as well as to help them understand that data privacy can be complied with in a simple manner. It doesn't have to be technical. With our help, we can ensure that the organizations are assisted and guided towards being a privacy compliant organization.
If you want to deal with bigger clients, you need to be compliant with data privacy, and ADM is the best company to help you with that.
the right to be access.
Protect yourselves and your clients. Build a reputable company with proper data protection Together with ADM and Partners, Data Privacy and Consulting Incorporated.